Imagine this. You're in the middle of the ocean. Nothing but blue water in every direction. No sign of life, no birds, no boats, no planes. Your phone has zero signal, but suddenly, a Wi-Fi network pops up. IslandNet 5G. Strong signal, full bars, no land in sight. What kind of ghost network is this? You look around. Still nothing, but it's real. It's strong, and it's coming from somewhere. What if I told you? The island you're standing on doesn't exist. Not on Google Maps, not on Apple Maps, not even on military satellite systems. Welcome to the island that disappears from every map, but still lets you post on Instagram. This isn't science fiction. This island is real, and it's so hidden it might as well be a glitch in the Matrix. People have gone looking for it. Some find it, others say it vanishes before their eyes. It's been called the Ghost Island, the Wi-Fi Mirage, and even the island that shouldn't exist. But the strangest thing isn't that it disappears from satellite images. It's that someone or something is still keeping the Wi-Fi running. It all started when a group of digital nomads, yeah, those remote workers with laptops and coconut smoothies, were sailing through the Pacific. They planned to hop from one island to another living the tropical dream. But one night their GPS went haywire. The map showed open water, but the boat's sonar pinged something solid. An island, out of nowhere, no warning, just land. They docked, and what they found was straight out of a science fiction thriller. There were no houses, no huts, no people, just dense jungle and a tiny clearing with a Wi-Fi router nailed to a palm tree. Still blinking, still working. They thought it was a prank, until one of them opened his phone, and boom. Internet, full speed, no lag. He even live-streamed it. People in the comments thought it was fake. But coordinates were shared, and that's when things got creepy. Others tried to find the island. Some reached it, others didn't. But the ones who did, they said the same thing, it's not always there. Some boats would circle the same area for hours with nothing but sea. Others would swear they saw land only to watch it fade like smoke. Experts blamed optical illusions, mirage effects, GPS drift, but none of that explains the Wi-Fi. Because here's the twist. When you're within a 2-kilometer radius of the island, the same Wi-Fi network pops up. Same name, same strength. But no matter how close you get, unless the island wants you to find it, you won't. It's like it chooses who gets to visit, or maybe who gets to leave. But that's not the scariest part, because one sailor claims he stayed overnight, alone. He set up camp, logged onto the Wi-Fi, and sent a message to his friend. This place is unreal. We'll send pics in the morning. He never did. When they went looking for him, the island was gone. No trace. Just ocean, his boat, adrift, empty, his phone, found inside but wiped clean. No photos, no messages, nothing. Like he'd never been there. We'll dig deeper. But let's pause for a second. Why does this island not show up on satellite images? Who's paying the Wi-Fi bill? And what even is this place? Still with me? Good. Because things are about to get even weirder. After the sailor vanished, conspiracy forums exploded. Reddit threads, dark web posts, even ex-military insiders came out of the shadows. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. How can an island vanish from satellite view, but leave behind Wi-Fi breadcrumbs? Let's start with the most obvious suspect, the government. Some users pointed to old CIA documents from the 1970s, declassified in the early 2000s. In one of them, there's a vague reference to an isolated Pacific landmass designated for electromagnetic testing. The coordinates? Redacted. But maps from that era show a tiny, nameless dot in roughly the same location where this ghost island supposedly appears. Then, nothing. It vanishes from all public maps after 1982. Coincidence? Or cover-up? Others say it's a military base. Not your typical Navy stuff, but something more advanced. Think DARPA meets Stranger Things. An ex-US Navy radar technician claimed the island is used for stealth signal testing. Basically a real-world cloak, jamming all satellite imaging from above. That explains why you can't see it from space. But here's where it gets cold sweat creepy. He also said the island wasn't supposed to be habitable. In fact, it wasn't supposed to exist anymore. According to him, there was an incident in the 90s, a tech failure, something unstable. The entire site was meant to be decommissioned, shut down, erased, and yet Wi-Fi still runs. So who's keeping the router blinking? This is where things get next level weird. Some believe the island is a time loop, a glitch, like literally a digital anomaly stuck between dimensions. 1 second it's there, the next, it's reset. That would explain why electronics work, but structures don't age, why there are no people, no decay, and why even the router looks brand new every time someone spots it. But let's bring in another theory. One that doesn't involve shadowy governments or glitches. One that might be even scarier. Locals from nearby archipelagos have their own name for the island. Pulau Hilang. It means the Lost Island. In ancient oral tradition, it was believed to be a resting place for souls who died at sea, a spirit zone hidden from mortal eyes. Only the chosen can step foot on it, and they must leave by sunset, or else they vanish forever. Sound like folklore? Sure, but what if folklore was just old people trying to warn us about something they didn't have the science to explain? One fisherman claimed his grandfather saw the island twice in his life. Once as a child, once just before he died. He said it glowed at night, hummed softly, like it was alive. Not in a creepy haunted house kind of way, but in a conscious way, like it was watching. And remember that sailor who disappeared? His last messages weren't just about Wi-Fi. Someone hacked his account weeks after he vanished and posted this on his private travel blog. The island is awake. It knows. No one ever figured out who posted it. The IP address? You guessed it, untraceable. By now, internet sleuths were obsessed. YouTubers tried to reach the island, divers, drone operators, all kinds of adventurers. A few claimed success. They uploaded shaky footage of palm trees, rocky shores, and that same blinking router nailed to the tree. But each time, after a few hours, the video was removed. Copyright strike, privacy violation, community guidelines. The reason kept changing, but the outcome? Always the same, erased. And this next part might be the most messed up of all. One researcher, a geographer from New Zealand, got obsessed with proving the island was real. He cross-referenced sonar scans, nautical logs, even pirate maps. He spent 2 years building a dossier. Hundreds of pages, photos, coordinates, affidavits. He submitted it to a conference. But on the day of his presentation, he never showed up. His laptop, stolen, backup drives, gone. The only thing left was a post-it note on his office door. One word, written in shaky handwriting: forget. We're not saying the island is cursed, or haunted, or alien. We're saying something doesn't want us to know the truth. So here we are, a vanishing island, a Wi-Fi signal no one can trace, disappearances, deleted evidence, and a warning from a man who never came back. The island is awake, it knows. But guess what? Despite the government's silence on the satellite blackout and the missing people, one video did survive. Just one. It was uploaded to a sketchy file-sharing site by an anonymous user with no profile picture and a username made up of random characters. The file was titled simply Lighthouse. Yeah, a lighthouse, even though no one has ever reported seeing one on the island. The video opens with shaky GoPro footage. Someone, breathing heavily, climbs a narrow stone path through the jungle. You can hear branches snapping, birds scattering, the sound of waves somewhere in the distance. Then the camera turns, and there it is. A lighthouse, not modern. Old, rusted, covered in vines. Like it had been there for 100 years, but no one had ever found it. The person walks inside. It's dark, dusty, but strangely, there's power. A light blinks on the wall, a monitor, a terminal, and on the screen, line after line of code. One command flashes again and again. Signal active. The person reaches for the keyboard, types something, and suddenly the screen glitches, just for a second. But what flashes next isn't code. It's a map. A detailed map of the entire Pacific, marked with red dots. Dozens of them. Some in international waters, some near islands that do exist. Others in places that officially are just water. The camera zooms in on one of the red dots. And the name underneath? Ghost Node 7. Operational. Then the feed cuts. People went nuts. Theories exploded. Some said the red dots were hidden signal stations. Some said they were AI-controlled surveillance hubs. Some even said they weren't man-made at all. And remember that old router nailed to a tree? Tech experts analyzed screenshots of it. The model doesn't exist. No manufacturer, no brand, nothing. The blinking lights don't match standard indicators. One of the lights flashes in Morse code. Someone decoded it. It said, "I hear you." And now, it gets personal. A marine biologist, Dr. Ayla Chen, claims she once tagged a sea turtle that swam near the area of the disappearing island. The turtle had a GPS transmitter. Months later, she reviewed the data. The turtle stopped at a point in the ocean for 3 days. Didn't move, just floated. That point? The exact same coordinates where the island is said to appear. But here's the kicker. During those 3 days, the GPS went dark, then resumed, exactly where it left off. It's like even nature goes offline around that place. So we ask again, how is the Wi-Fi still working? Why can't satellites see it? Who or what is running this thing? And maybe the real question isn't about the island at all. Maybe the real question is, what is it connected to? Because think about it. Wi-Fi needs a source, a signal, a power supply, a network. It doesn't just appear in the middle of the ocean like magic. So if the island isn't just there, if it's part of a network of invisible nodes across the planet, then maybe this is way bigger than a ghost island. Maybe we're looking at a hidden infrastructure beneath the radar, beyond the maps, controlling something. Surveillance, experimentation, or worse, communication. And if something out there is sending signals, that means something else is receiving them. Let that sink in. Maybe the island isn't the message. Maybe it's just the antenna. So next time you see a strong Wi-Fi signal in the middle of nowhere, don't celebrate. Don't connect. Don't upload. Because you never know who or what is watching on the other side of the screen. And one last thing. If you ever go looking for this island and you see a blinking router nailed to a tree, do yourself a favor. Turn around, walk away, and don't look back. Because some places aren't meant to be found, and some connections should never be made. If this story blew your mind, hit that like button. Drop your theories in the comments, and share this with that one friend who always wants to go off-grid. Let's see if they're still so brave. After hearing this, until next time, stay safe, stay skeptical, and remember, not everything that connects you has your best interests in mind.